Good day everyone, this is your European Open briefing for Tuesday, September the 27th. I am Rafi Barajan, currency analyst at xm.com, and we're going to be looking at the latest developments in the currency markets today. So the main news this morning is, of course, last night's presidential debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Clinton came out of the debate as the winner, according to the polls. This boosted the US dollar, but also boosted the Mexican peso. The peso jumped by 2% after the debate, following Hillary Clinton's better performance over Trump. Other commodity currencies were also boosted. Other news today, well, from yesterday, in fact, was from Fed speakers, mainly Neil Kashkari and Robert Kaplan. And then, of course, we've got more volatility in the oil market. Oil prices slipped back today following yesterday's sharp gains. So let's have a closer look at the dollar. Yesterday the dollar almost fell below the 100 yen level, but it jumped as soon as the debate started. It's up around 0.5% this morning in Asian trade. The dollar was boosted because Hillary Clinton, well, according to the polls after the debate, 62% thought Hillary Clinton did a better job than Donald Trump. And Hillary Clinton is the market's preferred candidate, as she's seen as less risky than Donald Trump. And this boosted risk appetite, and equity markets in Asia are strongly higher this morning. Now, looking at the Mexican peso, the peso is seen as a pretty good barometer for Trump's odds of winning the elections. This is because a Trump win is seen as negative for the Mexican currency, mainly because of Trump's anti-immigration and protectionist views. The US is Mexico's biggest trading partner, and if Trump was to win and introduce tighter trading policies, then that would definitely hurt the Mexican economy. So the peso is up close to around 2%, and we also see the Australian, New Zealand, and Canadian dollars all doing much better on Tuesday. Now, we had a number of Fed speakers yesterday. We've got more speakers from Fed policymakers lined up this week. But yesterday we heard views from Neil Kashkari, Dallas Fed president, and Neil Kashkari is Minneapolis Fed president, and also Robert Kaplan, the Dallas Fed president. Kaplan was slightly more hawkish. He said that he would have been comfortable with a rate hike in September, although he wasn't a voting member, whereas Neil Kashkari was much more dovish. He said that the September decision not to raise rates was the right move, and he highlighted the risks of too low inflation as being the greater risks of too high inflation. So once again, we've got decisive views within the FOMC, so it'll be interesting to see how those views progress over the coming months. Now, yesterday the euro rose quite sharply against the dollar. It fell back slightly after the dollar was boosted from the presidential debate, but the euro is comfortably above $1.12 level. It's currently around $1.1243. We heard ECB President make an introductory statement in the European Parliament yesterday. He didn't really say anything new, but he once again put the focus on national governments to get on with more structural reforms, as he warned that very low interest rates for a very long time do have side effects, but there was limited reaction by the euro to Draghi's comments. Now let's have a look at some commodities. Oil prices rose 3% yesterday. This was on hopes that a deal will be reached in the 3-day meeting in Algeria. The meeting is due to conclude tomorrow, so there will be anticipation ahead of the until the outcome is announced. Prices looked back this morning; they're down around 0.6%, but later today we've got the API inventory data, and tomorrow, of course, we will have the EIA data. So this will be closely watched by the markets. Now looking at gold prices are down from yesterday's highs. The gold prices were boosted mainly on safe haven flows ahead of the presidential debate. So due to the stronger dollar today, gold prices have slid back, although compared to yesterday's close, they're little changed. Looking at the economic calendar, it's fairly quiet. We only had some German import prices out of the Eurozone this morning. They were slightly weaker than expected. We're not going to see any other major data out of the Eurozone, but the US session is going to be fairly busy. We've got revised building permits, we have the S&P Case Shiller House Price Index, and we're going to have the Market Services PMI, the flash reading. That's going to be closely watched. Expectations are of 51.1, and then we have the Conference Board Consumer Confidence Index, and that's also will likely get some attention. That's it from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.